Well, as you can see, I'm back home. Well, a place that I call home, really. It's a place that I just love coming to. Sit down, chill out, reflect, get on with some graft. Sometimes I think that I'm the only person here, but I'm not. There's everything here. The trees, the birds, the wildlife, the odd salmon jumping, a couple of trout. As we go up, look up the bank there. The steps are doing alright. It'll be a bit dodgy in the winter, but we'll get them handrails sorted out. And as we go over the top there, I might sit up there tonight, have a little look at the badgers. We pan back down, and the river's looking all right. Got a bit more water in it at the moment. Still not much flow on it, but there'll be some fish about, no doubt. Paul started milling a couple of them big ashes that he's done. He's put a cam nut over the kitchen area, which was a bit of a bugger really, because I couldn't find the place. There's his barrels. Done as a cold smoker, which I think is there. Lovely, happy days, as Jimmy Lund Larson would say. Happy days. He's got his tent there as well with his wood store. That's the end of the cargo line. I know that we want to put a little platform in there at the bottom, just to make it easier for lads to unload and load up the kit. Same as with up the top, another little platform, just so it's you know, so they haven't got to lift their Bergens up to a height onto the hook for when it comes back down. Anything to make jobs easier really for the guys. Right, I'm going to have a walk down, so bear with us. Because I haven't put my spikes on today, so we'll see how we go. I should be all right. I should be all right. I came down early with my kit on, and I never fell over, so that can't be bad. Right, we'll carry on down, and we'll have a quick look. We'll have a quick little wander. Show you what it's all about, lads and lasses. So there we go. Barrels. I think Paul's going to use them for team building exercises for when the corporates come down, which is good. I see sorted out a fair bit of ash over there. Nice little pile. That's going to come handy for building the communal shelter, like tea house, DOS area, whatever you call it, somewhere to shelter from the rain and that. And we're going to put that, I think, we've got plans of putting that where Paul's got his tent at the moment. So hopefully, whoops, bear with us, hopefully we should be able to work from, say, that tree there, the pan round. There's Paul's tent, keeps all his that's where he keeps in, you know. I'll get him out in a hammock eventually, you know, harden him up, you know. He's ex-artillery, so he's used to keeping in the bloody launcher or something like that, you know, sitting on sleeping on the hot plates. That's his big 12 by 12 wood store. Oh look, health and safety's been down. I'll put a bit of tape on the hazard. I'm all right. I'm a little short, so I can fit underneath that. There we go. We'll carry on down. Completely different in the winter, mind. Completely different. It really opens up in the winter, you know. There's still a fair bit of vegetation about, but it's good. was a little bit claggy. That's obviously a natural run down there from the hill. But again, things that we can get done, you know, when the lads come down. Get in some soakaways and some drainage ditches, you know. This is nice, all just left wild. You know, we've got to you've got to be mindful of the ecosystem. You know, you can't start taking everything up and ripping everything up the burn and clearing everything so it's a spotless site. You know, we need a bit of nature, you know, so we need that rotten wood, get the beetles in and the termites and woodlouse, earthworms, stuff like that. Here we go down to the river here. Let's have a look. Lovely little place this is a sort of place. Oh, there you go. There's some willow. Obviously a willow tree's come down upstream, floated down, got caught up here and sprouting lots of little willow branches. So Paul can just copy them out and plant them along the bank, and it'll be that'll just strengthen the bank up, give it a bit of stability, which is what we need in high water. Oh, but going back to what I was saying, that's the sort of place to make a lovely little ideal fishing platform, you know. If we can get some of that timber up there, there's loads of timber, mind, so get some of that timber up there, build a little fishing stage, you know, just so that you know, someone who's maybe a little bit unsteady on the feet has got somewhere where they can sit down on the chair, fishing box, and feel safe and stable, really. We'll pan over the river. As I said, got a little bit more water in it, but it's not a massively flowing river. It poodles its way down to the Irish Sea at Lytham St Anne's. Starts off at Gale Beck, I believe, just up from Ribblehead, aptly named, up at Ribblehead. And it's the useless fact of the day is it's the only Yorkshire river that flows west off the watershed into the Irish Sea. All the other Yorkshire rivers flow east into the North Sea and probably come out on the Ouse, the Humber, Manchester Ship Canal, stuff like that. What do we got here? Oh, nice one. Paul's been modifying the water spring there. I don't know if you can see. I'll pop in later when I've got my boots on. He's put a little tarp up there. I think he's got himself a little three-stage filtration system, you know, using charcoal, gravel, sand, stuff like that. I'm going to take you over to the place where Jimmy slept last time, this little area here. And as he said, I might actually put my hammock up here, actually. Looking at a few spots there. That tree, Jimmy has a fit when I hang them up on some of these other trees. He says, oh, it's a widowmaker, and there we go. But I'll take his advice and probably go off that one there and that one there. I should get my 4 metre in there. If not, I've got my 3 metre tarp, so it doesn't matter. Oh, a hole in the ground. This, I believe, is going to be our charcoal pit. We were talking, me and Paul were talking all last year about what we could do with all the the offcuts of the ash. You know, seems a shame just to burn it for the sake of burning it. So we had a look into charcoal building and using some of them drums up there and a Dakota fire pit. I think we could knock out a bit of charcoal, and we've made it by accident just by smothering a fire one night, and the following morning there was boatloads of charcoal, absolutely loaded with this stuff. So sometimes you learn stuff by mistake, really. You know, it just happens to, you do something and you learn from it. And as I say, every day is a school day when you're out in the woods. Every day's a school day. Right, I'll come along here. Another little water path there, just soaking out down to the river there. I believe that's another project that Paul wants to crack on with this year, well, what's left of this year and next year. Here you can see another quite a big gully. You might be able to see it in the video, but because of all the leaves. But there's a nice big channel there. Once we get them leaves out, and again that runs out to the river there. And if we do the herringbone thing with the trenches, and I think Ian Robertson, he's up for doing that. He's an ex-bootneck Royal Marines, for those who don't know. Mad as a box of frogs, we will say. And Jimmy can second that. But what a fantastic guy he is. He runs up, he ran up that slope last time we were with Jimmy's Bergen on his back. Ran back down and says, well, what else you want us to take up? So he's spot on. I'm no good with this, but I think it's at I'm not even going to guess because it will be wrong. So, but it's there's plenty of it. But what I'm looking for is the gold for the bushcrafting, the bushcrafters gold. And I won't have to say a lot, but it grows on dead fallen ash. There's a little clue for you. Whoops, as I said, yes, that is quite soggy down there, so that's going to make an ideal little soak away. So I'm going to come up here, see if I can find any of this bushcraft gold, as we say. There's none there. I think actually it was further along, so we'll have a quick look. I won't tie you up with too much. I'm waffling, that's what I'm doing. I'm waffling, as Jimmy would say. I'm waffling, going off tangent. Right, here we go. Let's have a look. Hoping them scouts haven't come down and nicked it all. You know, flogging it on eBay for £4.50 an ounce. You've probably guessed what it is now, if now I've told you that. Well, it's King Alfred's cake, cramp balls. I'm not going to pronounce the Latin name for it because I never did Latin at school. Although it was a government approved school that I went to, we didn't do Latin. Most of us just learnt how to speak English properly. But there we go. A little bit of rubbish. Could have come down with a high water chair, but could have been left from a fisherman. And carry on walking. Ooh. Over the old little tree stump. This is where I think Jonathan camped last time he was down. He camped there. I'm just going to carry on walking. As I said, it's completely different in the winter. Completely different woodland. You know, the leaves are down. Makes a completely different outlook on the woodland canopy there, as you can see. You know, so it'll be. Oh, there we go. Found them. Happy days, Jimmy. Jimmy, happy days, bud. There we go, son. Look at them. Oh. Now I do believe, as long as we're careful and just take the odd couple, we should be all right. But I'm hoping, as I look round, there'll probably be enough. No, I like that. I've just seen something else there. Now it's on there. I might be able to take it. There's that burl. Burl? Is that what you call it? I think it's a burl, something like that. But I reckon take that out and make it into a cookser. You could have some lovely grain in there, almost certain. Right, back to the old cramp balls. Da -da -da -da. Oh, we got some up there as well. Oops, can you see them? Yep, there we go. Lots of little ones here. And a few underneath there. But I reckon there's enough there for us to start with my tinder boxes. My whole intention from the very start was to try and get stuff for the tinder boxes that was either came from Belisama or was produced at Belisama. So I brought some punk wood down with us from that Carl gave us. It was a nice bit of fat wood log, but there was a load of rotten stuff on the end of it, so which was quite nice because it's I've dried it out in the top oven, you know, just to keep the heat off it, and it's dried up nice and spongy, which is what we need really for charred punk wood. Pretty much the same as making char cloth, I guess. You just pack it in your tin and stick it on your fire and wait for it to stop smoking, and it'll be done. But I believe it takes a spark off a flint, and it really does go. Now, the old bird box. Not enough bird boxes here. I need to get a few more in. I think it's the sort of thing that Paul can get on board with the scouts, you know. I love making stuff like that, you know, especially if it's out of the natural timber, the natural wood and the ash around here. Use natural knots in the wood for the holes, and there's an abundance of trees to hang them on, so there's not going to be a problem there. It's a bit quiet with the birds today. Heard the heron earlier on, but that's about it. But we normally get the kingfishers running up and down that far side. They keep away from this side, obviously. For the far side, they run up and down there quite a few times. So hopefully over the next 4 days I'll get to see them. Right, I'm just walking back. There you go. The sound of water only means one thing for an old boy like me. That's it. That's simple as a bladder trigger there for me. So I'll have to cut this short. I'm just walking back to the communal area. As I said, I'm going to put my hammock up, my tarp up, get them up while there's still plenty of daylight, and chill out. Paul's coming down, dinner time I think. I got down here sharpish really. I was left home at just after 6 this morning, and I was down here for 9:30 via Leeds. I had to pick someone up in Leeds, so there you go. And then I'm on the dark side now, the Pennines. Well, every Yorkshireman says that. Once he gets over the border, gets into Lancashire, it's the dark side. But there you go. But I'm not, you know, I'm not bitter about it. It's all right. It's a lovely place. And today is Lancashire Day. It's Lancashire Day. So if you go to Bury Market, you'll get plenty of black pudding, tripe, Chorley cake, Eccles cakes, and stuff like that. Let's have a quick. There's Paul's milling. He's done a little bit. You know, I think it's still new to him really. Getting used to the operating the ripping chain on the chainsaw, but he'll get there. Work in progress. Work in progress. That's a word that we like to use. And here we go. There's one of the old burn sites. There'll be a bit of charcoal there. Bit of charcoal there. Oh, look at that. That's my OCD gone out the window there. Someone's left tin foil. Get that sorted later. Get that sorted later. What we got here? Oh, this must be Ian's. This is Ian's. This is Ian's trim dick. Trim dick. I'll tell you what a trim dick is. A trim dick is a German concept. Started in the 1970s, and it was about getting people to exercise in the outside in the woodlands, things like that, using natural material. And they had a little cartoon character that the schools used and the sports centres used and all that. And obviously when the lads were out in Germany, sort of like the 70s through to the 90s, the British lads built lots of trim digs throughout the woods, and this is Ian Robertson's parallel dips. So there you go. You can tell he wasn't in the Navy by his lashings, but we'll get there. And this looks like a nice piece of wild natural wood, probably the lesser known Amazonian handrail, but it looks solid. I know Ian said he wanted it weight tested, stress tested, that was the word, stress tested. I said, well, I'm down, mate, and there's 105 kilos you can stress test with, so that should do us. 105 kilos. God, need to shed some pounds, I tell you. I need to shed some pounds. Okay, on. That's where I might be tonight. Get my old little red light out. No, not for that, but have a look at the badgers. Love the badgers. Missed them last time. We saw the footage. Paul sent us a footage, which was lovely. Because I bought them a couple of trail cams last time we were down. One for the wildlife, and also one to keep up at the top, really, up there, just to keep an eye on people that that shouldn't be coming down. Unfortunately, we have a few people that have come down and taken stuff that doesn't belong to them, which is bang out of order, but that's the society we live in nowadays, unfortunately. Even out in the woods, you're not that far from a road. And I've just looked at the time on that video there, 25 minutes. Hey, I remember my ex-wife saying, I don't know if I talk. Well, that was only the first 4. The 5th one, she said I was a miserable sod, but there you go. But we'll carry on, and that's it. And I'm going to walk back, and nice and slow. Going to get that fire going actually, because no doubt Paul will be down with copious amounts of sausage. Now Paul with his sausage is like me with my beer, only quality. So Paul will only get 97% pork or beef sausages, you know. I have reminded him that that's 90%, 97% pork, not necessarily meat, but I have tasted them and they are spot on. Lovely, lovely sausage, as the actress said to the bishop. But there you go. Right, lads, that's it. I've waffled for enough, I think. 26 minutes. First video I've ever really done. Probably because there's no one here. I'm not feeling so self-conscious about it all. But to finalise then, folks, this is Belisama, on the banks of the River Ribble, in between Preston and Lancashire. JP, or Paul, has got this place, made a huge sacrifice to get it, and it's to put it back into the place where, into the hands of people that need to come down here, need to come down and chill, need to come down and relax, need to come down to get things squared away in their heads, come down and just do a bit of fishing, to be honest, you know. That's all you've got to do. I mean, I'm going to do a little bit of work this week, but I've come down to, I've had a not so good period of time, and I've come down to chill out, get my head sorted. Nothing drastic, but you know, this is a place that will really ground us, really put us back to the person that I am for most of the time. But I'll talk about that later. I'll talk about, I want to do one of those videos, what is it, the steak challenge. So I'm going to do a steak challenge video, talk about mental health. I mean, what do I know about mental health? There you go. But there you go. I'll have a chat, and if I'm on my own I think I'll be alright. I'll have a good chat. As I say, I might talk 90% crap, but there's 10% of it that's good. So if someone can walk away with 10% of what I've told them, then I've done my job. And if it stops someone being in the same place that I've been, then I can't say any more than that. Well, that's it, lads. 29 minutes 24 seconds. I'm going to round up the 30 minutes, why not? So that's it. 5 days I'm here, hopefully, maybe 4, depends what the weather's like. Mum and Dad live over there. Might have to make the visit to the mother. Well, I'll have dirty socks and underpants by then, won't I? So, hi Mum, can you do his washing for us? Love you the bits, Mum. Mum and Dad have supported us in Belisama anyway, you know. I've got a GoFund set up, Just Giving. I'll post a link to that. A fiver, whatever. I mean, the lads from the North East Bushcraft have been unbelievably supportive financially and physically, you know, with the jobs that they've done, but also talking about it, you know, wanting to know about the place, wanting to know about mental health issues, wanting to know about what they can do, how they can help out, you know, even doing the tinderboxes that I thought would be a good idea. The amount of support that I got from that, you know, oh, I've got a load of flint for you, I can get you some fat wood, and don't worry about the birch bark, you know, we'll get that sorted, you know. Jimmy Allen's come up with, you know, there's a load of storm matches you can have out of his ration packs, you know. John Dodds was the same with the matches and stuff like that. All the lads, you know, they've all come up with little bits of help for Belisama, and you know what it means to us, lads. And that's it. But we'll just pan round to the river, give you one last shot of that river. What a beautiful river it is. Salmon, sea trout, brown trout, grayling, chub, dace, big barbel, I've been told, huge barbel, probably one of the best barbel rivers in the north, the Ribble is. And that's it. So I might get my rod out, stick a little bit of luncheon meat on there, and a bit of cheese possessed out of one of Paul's ration packs, and see if I can get myself a nice little fish tonight. Well, lads and lasses, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching my video, the first one I've done. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, then give us a thumbs up. If I've got to learn anything from you experienced video guys, then please tell us, you know. We don't learn unless people tell us things, you know. It's not criticism, it's good. I think, you know, you need to be told you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong, you know, you're panning too quick, panning too slow, you know, you're talking too much. Well, that's probably one thing, talking too much. I don't think I've ever stopped, but there you go. Well, I love you and leave you, folks. I'm going to have 3 or 4 days here at Belisama, chilling out, enjoying myself. Wish you was here, Jimmy, son. Wish you was here, mate. And Jonathan as well. You know, but we'll all be back down in January. Jonathan's coming down, I think. Amy and Wynne coming down. Jimmy's hoping to come down. A few other lads hopefully will come down as the year progresses, and get some more jobs done. Right, so that's it, lads. I'll see you soon. Hope you've enjoyed it, and take care, folks. See you after. Ta-ra now, bye.